Wanted to make this edit because I watch a lot of gear optimization videos and there's a lot of information there, and a lot of times I'll watch a video and just learn about one new piece of gear that I was so thankful to have found. One really fun thing I liked doing this year was putting on some fun decals. These memorial stickers, actually, that my friend Nat Wilson. Then on top of that, cover your bike with protective tape. I highly recommend everybody that, especially if your bike is carbon. ISC Racers tape, just great to work with. I've covered every little millimeter I can of this bike. So my bike is a 2020 S-Works Hardtail Epic. Got it used. Love that suspension fork, adds a lot of comfort. Ledges in New Mexico, washboard. I highly recommend going with a suspension fork. So then right on the fork here then we have Tailfin suspension fork mounts with a Tailfin cage and then 48-ounce Nalgene's on each side. Now I've used these suspension fork mounts before, all last year. I liked them, they're amazing, but I did just learn of a new system from Old Man Mountain, the Axle Pack, which I'll show some shots of. I actually just ordered that as soon as I learned of being able to support that front weight from the axle like I'm doing in the back. I just was sold on that, so I'll be sure to show some shots of what that looks like. Aero bars, excellent for comfort. I also use it because I have my camera bag up here, which I'll show you later. This year I put in larger risers on the Aero bars. That way I can fit my tripod underneath the Aero bars and above the cradle. So it was very exciting to be able to get that tripod to fit in there. Salsa Cradle here, excellent to keep your bag off the frame, off the cables. Moving back, we have these two Revelate mountain Feedbags, which in each I carry water bottles. These are a new addition this year, stainless steel, very nice. I highly recommend these water bottles. Not drinking out of plastic anymore. Each of these are 25 ounces. And also this Rockgeist Spacelink spacer. Excellent to keep your cockpit clean rather than to have 3 different straps around my stem. This spacer piece is just great. One of my micro favorite pieces of equipment for sure. Just keeping that stem cleaner, the steering more functional. One of the main upgrades I did this year was a new wheel set of the Santa Cruz Reserve SL Carbon 30 on the width. These guys love the Maxxis Ikon 2.2 running tubeless. Excellent. Put on some new pedals this year. Just replaced what I had last year. I absolutely love Look, just being that there's Look ski bindings. I'm a big fan. X-Track Race Carbon. New set of those. Very perfect. 32 teeth on the front chainring. The cassette back here is 10 to 52 XX1. That's new with those new hubs. Wireless drivetrain. Oh, it just works so smooth and great. Infinity saddle. Excellent comfort. Cane Creek carbon seat posts. This gives me 20 millimeters of travel for my seat. That combined with the 100 millimeters up front, RockShox SID, adds a lot of comfort. I'm very happy I went with those two things. So from this bag, this is everything that's in it. CO2 canister with the valve for that, with a release valve on it, so hopefully you don't waste it. Small hex key, tire boot for tubes, 2 pairs of metal brake pads, section of chain, small pliers in case I need to sew something, Crank Brothers M19, tripod knobs, bolts, 2 super glues, tube patches, the glue for that, a couple safety pins, valve core removal tool, tire levers, brake pad spreader. These are the stands, tire plugs in here. They're supposed to work with their sealant, and I just changed it to a stronger piece here than theirs. I broke several of their tips. Standard bacon strips, Sram wireless battery, 1 of 3, 2032 battery for the shifter, string in case I need to sew a bag, possibly a tire, chain power link, thread locker for the bolt, if something comes loose, derailleur hangers. I have the sandwich derailleur hanger. If my bike tips over, they bend real easy, so I carry at least 2 of those. And all that is in this guy. Okay, so this is everything that is in this top section of the Rogue Panda frame bag. RockShox shock pump, just in case you need to change that. Really like this tire pump. Got some Gorilla tape, some electrical tape on there. Garmin mount for my backup navigation, which is a Garmin 840, but right now I have a drone remote control mount on there, so I just carry this just in case. Stands, tire sealant. If you have a problem with your tire, you're going to lose a lot of that sealant. You need that. Full size tube with a valve stem on there as well for a 2.2 tire. Wolf tooth chain link. I really like this stuff. WT1. I just use this all the time, wet or dry. Really like this stuff. Chamois butter. Sunscreen. This Ultra Sheer Dry Touch by Neutrogena is pretty nice. Doesn't feel very greasy. Gloves in case you really gotta get into a mechanical problem. This is my water filter, the Life Straw 3 liter. Very dependable, useful. That's the filter on it. You can use it gravity style, right off the handlebars. Very much like this. It's very rugged. I've been mean to this bag. This silicone is tough stuff. Have not put a hole in it yet. And I keep also just an extra silicone strap. Only other thing that will go in there is the click stand back here that's holding up the bike. I highly recommend that. That's such a cool company. Moving down into the bottom section of the frame pack, have my trowel. Now I see a lot of people in these gear vids who use the small titanium one, might be from Z-Packs. I tried that one, and if you have any kind of hard ground, rocky ground, it hurts your hand to use. And I want to do a good job, you know, leave no trace. This thing might be a teeny bit heavier than that, but man, having that handle on top, that soft, round, you can really work out some rocks, make sure that you do a nice job for your cat hole. GoPro chest mount. Most people won't need these, but I really do love the chest angle. Shows the whole cockpit of the bike, what's going on there. I have 2 of these. This is AC to 3 USBs. I keep one of those in here, one of them in my Tailfin rear pack. Garmin InReach Mini 2, great to text home, be safe in case there's an emergency. So that is the frame bag. And down here in the joy tube, I keep another one of the 48-ounce Nalgene bottles. That's 3 out of 4 of those that I take. All this is in the left side pocket of the frame bag. Rain cover for the phone when it's on the quad lock. Cleaning tool in case you get into some mud. Able to clean that cassette out and elsewhere. Torx 25 and several Hex Plus wrenches. Very big fan of those. Up front on the Salsa Cradle, keep my whole sleep set up. Salsa Drybag side load. Close up one end, clip both those in, flip it, start stuffing. First thing I put in there is my sleeping bag. Thermarest Hyperion 20 degrees Fahrenheit bag. Down. Compacts very well. I think it's only a little over a pound, maybe a pound and 4 ounces. Really like this sleeping bag. Now with that sleeping bag, if you have a warmer sleeping bag like that, because I know I run cold at night, what you need to do then is match it appropriately with your pad, because one is only going to be as strong as the other. This pad is the Thermarest Neo X Therm, so meaning it actually has some insulation. You can hear that. Love this pad. Packs down very small, keeps me very warm with the Hyperion sleeping bag. In this bag I'll have the poles to the tent. Micro puff here. I have the Patagonia Micro Puff. Man, just how small and light it is. Kind of just have to bring this guy. Excellent layer. Also in this bag, I wrapped the poles. This Izumi fleece. Absolutely love this little hood that I wear under the helmet in the mornings. This mid-weight fleece just feels great. Wrap that poles in that for a little protection in the bag. Pad goes in there as well. And that's, I believe, everything in this dry bag. On the front of that dry bag lives the Salsa EXP front pouch. Just excellent. The two stay together, work very well. Straps are always on there as well. Quickly going over what was in this front pouch. Most of my toiletries, you could say. Comb right up front. Earplugs, these are great for at night if it's windy, or riding during the day if you want to escape that wind noise. Toothbrush, toothpaste, Afterbite, ibuprofen in a baggie so that it's rattle proof. Little Neosporin, I mainly use that inside my nostrils a bit. They can get really dry. Eyes dry out, I got some eye drops, lip balm, headlamp. I definitely do take an electric razor. I need it. I know I can't use the gas station's one non-stop, and it's much better for putting on sunscreen to be shaved. Also got small scissors. I do like to have those. Fingernail clippers. So in the back here I have a carbon tail fin set up. This is the center one right here. Everything here goes in there. Power banks. This is 20,000 amp Nightcore Carbon. Also have a RAV Power 28,000 milliamp bank. Between these two banks, I'm pretty good on charging my phone, different camera accessories. 3 mirrorless Sony batteries, my Garmin 840, Lume Cube light for nighttime lapses, cords and chargers, the Sram wireless drivetrain charger, toilet paper, Noxzema anti-blemish acne wipes. Now these are just great to clean yourself, take off your chamois at the end of the night, use a couple of these. That's really going to help with saddle sores, cleanliness. String to hang my food in a tree for we're in bear country. This is a bag for the microphone on top of the camera, which goes in here. I like to have a notebook, a waterproof case for the notebook. Hopefully it keeps it nice. This is a Apidura backpack. It's very nice. Collapses very small. Now you can use this if you need extra space for food, water. I used it on my way back on the plane last year. It's great to have a backpack that goes that small. Apple AirTag, new addition this year. I did the Great Divide last year without a bike lock. I felt fine about it, but now just at least one little piece of protection. Something in the back of your head. Small waterproof case for my waterproof cover for the drone case. Mosquito head net. This is a color for my 70-200 lens. Everything here is the coffee setup, which all collapses into itself besides the fuel canister. Aero Press Go. Wasn't sure if I would want to bring everything here, but tested it this morning on this little overnighter. From that test, I was going to decide whether it's going to go or not go. It's going to go. MSR canister, isobutane with the pocket rocket here. This guy is a very small, this particular van is a Vulcan, but I just like this, that it has handles here and on top. I basically just need to heat hot water, and then I'm getting one of the silicone bags. Try out one of those, be able to dump hot water into that with some ramen or something like that to have, rather than a bigger pot. This is my food bag, Z-Packs bear bag, excellent. But all that is that rear bag. So this year going with two 16-liter Tailfin Panniers in the rear. Now in this left side one, I have what first will go in here is the tent fly and the tent itself in the bottom, because that's going to be wet a lot of times. Good to think about that, where your wet tent will be. 48-ounce Nalgene, Patagonia Dirt Roamer rain pants. Just upgraded these. As well as that upgrade, I went to a Arc'teryx SV Alpha raincoat. Last year in Jasper, Alberta, got snowed on. These are the Showers Pass Crosspoint waterproof knit gloves. Just great. They can be completely soaking wet and your hands are going to be warm. Last year I was wearing these and tried a black diamond over mitten. Thought they'd be great. Wore them in a really hard rainstorm for 16 miles. As soon as I got off the bike and did this, water just gushed right out of those over mittens. It was coming right in the whole time. So I just go with these gloves. They've really treated me well. Highly recommend. In this bag also is going to be my Sony 70-200. And for the right side, 16-liter pannier, have merino socks, long socks if I want to cover my calves up when it's really sunny out or for warmth, extra chamois, Rafa core shorts, Very good chamois. I have a cold weather long buff and a short UV one for when I just want to wear it for sun protection. Very light and small. Fleece hat. Leg warmers made by Rafa, insulated leg warmers. It's almost a neoprene. They can get quite wet and still be very, very functional. Black Diamond Alpenglow. Used one of these last year. Absolutely great as a sun shirt. I believe it's UPF 50. Keeps you cool in the sun. Also can use it as a base layer. This year I'm taking some shorts. I can wear these at night or if I'm doing laundry. So then next is the drone in this big case here. Have SD cards back here in this little Pelican case. Very nice. Several batteries, triple charger, the nice controller, not just the phone. This drone is just great. Micro drone, DJI Mini 3 Pro. Quickly go over my camera specific stuff just for anybody who's interested. This is the bag I already mentioned, the Shimoda camera. I'll be using is a mirrorless Sony a7S III. This is the Sony ECM M1 audio microphone. This lens is the Sony 16-35 2.8. Got that to try nighttime lapses. I tried one last night. Not sure if I got anything. We'll see. Rain cover for that camera. DJI Mini 3 Pro. Already saw most of that kit. Super fun drone. My tripod is a Manfrotto B-Free Live. Video fluid head. Works pretty well. Really like it. And also, like I mentioned before, we got the 70-200. Use that to get in on wildlife, get closer to mountain shots. Shorts, Endura GV foil. Really like these longer ones, cover the knees. Underneath that, I have the, for chamois, the Rafa core shorts. Like merino socks. Good stiff clipless shoe. 510 Kestrel Pro. Very stiff. Stiff is good for pedaling. Pedaling's the name of the game. POC Rouse shirt, midweight layer. I'll switch to a sun shirt around Helena, Montana. A kettle t-shirt, not merino wool. I find most merino wool a little bit itchy. Powerbeats 3. Smith Wildcat glasses. POC Ventral Air. Wrapping up, I just wanted to say bike setups are always evolving. This time I obviously optimized for some camera equipment. Depending on where you're going, how far you're going, you'll be optimizing for your trip. I certainly didn't start off with this setup. I started off with a aluminum gravel bike. Just had a great time doing overnighters close to where I live, Lolo, Montana. And I'm sure there's things I forgot to mention in this video. I'll try to include them on a list here at the end. But other than that, if you made it to the end, thank you for watching.